Picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
Well, good afternoon. Welcome back. It is Monday. It is time to start a new project, and I'm going to get a bit of a late start this week because I chose to mow the entire yard this morning. It's that time of year here in North Carolina where the weather is predictably unpredictable. One thing you will know is that you cannot predict the weather. So we've been going through this really hot streak lately, and it usually gets broken down by afternoon storms that kind of build up. But didn't have one yesterday, which meant my yard had a full day to dry out, which is what it needs. I can't get out there and cut if it's been raining. I have to have at least one dry day, and then on the next day I can go out and cut, or else my mower just gets bogged down. So that's what happened this week, and I normally don't cut the front yard and the backyard at the same time, only because it really wears me out. But I had to, because I don't know it's supposed to have afternoon storms again today, and if we're going to repeat that cycle again, I don't know when I'm going to have another significant dry period to do that. But enough about lawn maintenance with Lou. We're going to start the new project, and this is the new project. I teased it for a bit a couple weeks ago. It is a model of Mentor's ship from Space 1999, Season 2, otherwise known as the Smiling Season. Season 2, first episode, The Metamorph, where we are introduced to Maya and her father, Mentor, played by the ever wonderful Brian Blessed. He just exudes wonderfulness when he acts. Anyway, this is a kit made by Adam Johnson, AJA Models. It's not quite available yet, but that's why I've got it. Adam called me up, wanted to know if I could make some templates for this, because it has an interesting pattern to it. Not exactly what you would call an Aztek. I mean, it's not the little dancing guys, but it does have some striped segments on it and some other features. And he thought I'd be the guy to do it. And if all goes well and he likes my product, it will be on the box art for his kit when he eventually releases it. So I'm gathering my resources. It comes as a two-part kit, obviously, and I have, well, not obviously, you don't know. I'll tell you, it comes as a two-part kit, and I had put that together and sanded it. It breaks right about here is the part line, so there's a lot of seaming and getting it to fit together flush and all that. But now that that's been done and it's got a few coats of primer on it, it's time to map out the paint job. So let me go show you the references that I've been able to cobble together. Okay, here are some of the really good screen grabs from the episode, and you can see what I was talking about as far as an elaborate set of boxes and shapes and all of that, and that's what he would like me to map out to go on this kit. So I'm starting by tracing off the dimensions of the kit, and I will bring them into the software, and I will put them up next to these drawings or these screen caps and see what I can do. It's a great shot of the underside, which is mostly silver, with some of the I'm going to call it pink and magenta, so get used to the terminology. It's silver, pink, and magenta with some mustard yellow accents. So that's mostly silver with some pink accents. The top is mostly magenta or pink with magenta accents, and again the color of the mustard color details here. Let me see if I can pull that up a little bit. Getting these drawn out, and then once I've got them set up, I will send them to Adam to get his okay, and then once he is approved of it, then I can apply them to the model and start the painting. But that's my project, and nice thing about it is no decals, no lights, no fuss, pretty flat shapes. Here, this has got some good lighting here. That'll give you an idea how it looks. And the nice thing about it is its symmetry. So if I do one side, now the bottom has some symmetry issues that aren't places that aren't symmetrical, but the tops If it's on this side, then the mirror version of it is on the other side. So. Well, good morning. It's Friday. It's the last work day of the week, and it seems like forever since I've turned the camera on, and it probably has been. I am not working at my normal speed this week on this product. But here's a glimpse into the process, the inner workings of the outer limits, or whatever you want to call it. Basically, using a reference, putting some tape down on the ship and drawing those shapes out onto the tape, and then I will peel this off, scan it, and then clean it up. This is basically just to give me general geography and proportion, but I know the lines aren't clean, and that's what the computer is for. We'll clean it all up in the computer once we've got it scanned. The nice thing is that this ship being a mirror image, being symmetrical as it is, once I get one full side done, I merely have to mirror it, merely mirroring, to get the artwork for the other side. So when you see that it is half done, it is actually more than that. But that's where we are at this point. I have already worked up what I think is a good design for the front part of this, and I have heard back from Adam, and he has given me the thumbs up on that. So we're going to continue on with the second side, and maybe we'll get some vinyl cut, and I'll get a mock-up this afternoon. Won't that be fun? Okay. Admittedly, it is the first pass. The shapes are down, and I'm trying to not only put the shapes down and figure that out, but I also have to figure out the painting order of business, because basically what we need to do is paint the whole thing a color, put the masks down to protect that color, and then paint the top color on top of it. Of course, that's the top color. It goes on top. So, given the fact that we've got a dark, and I'm going to use the word pink, it's not the right term, but just so that we're all on the same page. There is a dark pink and a light pink. And we can get more technical about the name of that color later on. When I get the paints from Adam, I will be able to tell you exactly what colors they are. But for my purposes, they are dark pink and light pink. So the goal would be to paint the whole thing light pink. Mask the light pink to keep it light pink. Then paint the whole thing again with the dark pink. Now, that works except for the fact that there are accent colors. There's a black that goes in here. There's a silver that kind of goes here, and the whole bottom of the ship is silver. But I believe that the silver extends, again you can see this, I believe that the silver extends up into here. It's a little bit, I mean, it's kind of half and half. It's half silver, half pink, but we're gonna call it silver with maybe a pink overtone on it. But to me, it's definitely a different color. So if we can mask those colors and we paint the black in here, we paint the silver on here, we paint the whole silver on the whole bottom, then we can paint the light pink over it. What I'll probably do, what I'll need to do, is to mask this area, and we could do that strictly with painter's tape, because it's all pretty much straight lines. We can mask this area, and all the way to the back of it, and then paint the silverish on that. We can mask all of this and paint the black in on that. Now here's an issue that I have to take exception to what Adam has done here, because in this picture of this reference picture of the model, you can see that the indent, that this gully in the top comes up almost to touching this detail here, this grading detail. Okay, so we got that. And that's where this heavy line here comes down the center, and I'm using that as this is that same heavy line. Well, his indent stops ahead of that. So I've drawn in pencil here where this indent should continue to. Now I'm not going to sand that out or carve that out because I don't know how thick this holocast resin is, but I will paint it that way. I will continue the paint so that the black paint does happen all the way around that, and then I can mask off for these six dark pink squares right here. That's an easy enough thing to do because I can measure this distance, put 6 squares in there, and we're done. We're happy. Then, once those main colors are in, then I can put the light pink down, and then I can mask the light pink and keep it light pink, and then I can put the dark pink over it. I think that is the most effective way to paint, the most effective way to break up these colors. Now I am of a mind to go ahead and do that today because I know those colors. I've got that silver. He has Adam has said yes, to me a silver is perfectly fine. I've got that. So I'm wondering, because it's Friday and I would like the end of Friday with some paint going down, whether it would behoove me to go ahead, mask off those areas, and get the colors kind of spaced in. Let's see. Okay, I've got some color down now. This is the Tamiya Light Pearl Red. It's pink. Don't tell anybody. It's pink. I want to put some silver over top of this, but I want this as an undertone. And the same thing here. And it's basically, and I've also got the black on here. It's an experiment. It's a trial balloon. Have not gotten the official colors from Adam yet, so I feel free to play a little bit. But what I'd like to do is just, rather than trying to lay on a heavy coat of silver over top of this, or by itself, a light coat of silver over top of this, I think will give me what it is I'm looking for. That turned out perfectly. No small modesties myself, but that turned out just like I was hoping. It's not as pearly red as it was, not quite silver. That's going to give me a great color, because that, what I have come to learn or come to believe, there's really, what I called it's a two-tone, it's really a three-tone area, and I'm considering this background silver as one tone. The darker silver, the darker pink is the most obvious tone, and then there's the light tone, light pink, which is the medium tone, and that's the majority of the body. But yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that just fine. I'm going to let that dry for I think the rest of the weekend, and then we'll come back and we'll put in the other two main colors on top of it. Okay, here she is with all of the tape removed. You can see the little highlight bit of gunmetal that I did here, that if you hit the light just right, it shows up, but if not, it disappears into the black, which is what I'm wanting. See the area I've got down back here. I've got the underside, most of the underside, not all of it, but that is going to be where we finish up for the week. And as I said, that's where we're going to finish up for this week. Here you go. You might think didn't get a lot done this week, but I did. It's just at a different pace. The trouble with doing this job this way is that it's not all up to me. I have to pass these things through to Adam and wait for him to get back to me with a yay or a nay before I can take it any further, or take his suggestions on what can be changed or what should be changed. So that does throw another level of monkey into the wrenches. So we're going to continue on this. Shouldn't take too much longer. We'll probably finish this up next week. So until then, you be good. Sorry about the short report, but sometimes, you know, they're not all Lord of the Rings. Sometimes they are much shorter. And until next week, when we'll be back at this, be good to each other, and we'll see you here next time.